Hi guys, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's Thursday, and you know I always tell you the weather forecast. It's sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but it's colder. It's very cold. It's about like 38. Actually, it might be less than 38 because the ice is still frozen. This is part 2 of my Craftsman 6.75 quantum engine high wheel self-propelled mower that I got for free. That's right, free. This was from a pick of a local Let Go curb alert pick, right? This is one of 6 machines that I got. I got rid of like 3 of them. I have a power washer in the shed that I won't mess with until the spring. And then I had the Craftsman push mower that I put a Honda engine on. And this is the last one out of that 6. And as you saw from yesterday's episode, the intake manifold on one of these quantum engines was cracked, causing it to not stay running because the fuel-air mixture was off. Carburetor was cleaned and it only ran on prime. So we got that all figured out. It took me all day to do, but it was interesting because I had never encountered that kind of problem before of a cracked intake manifold. I'm not surprised because it's a plastic intake manifold, you know? I'm surprised that I haven't seen it other times. Well, maybe I did. I just didn't know and I just threw it away or something like that, you know? But I'm glad that I got to experience that and to show you guys that sometimes if, you know, everything seems to be fine, you know, and the carburetor's clean, why doesn't it stay running? That's why. Intake manifold was cracked. There was also a strip bolt in there. I got everything taken care of. And as I promised, the Earl in here is like Black Death. And also the self-propulsion doesn't work. There is a belt, but it doesn't move when the engine's running. So I'm going to crawl under here, remove the debris cover that covers the belt, because you can't see anything with that debris cover there. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to try to do that without taking the blade off. It's kind of a pain in the butt, you know. And see if maybe that belt is not even on the pulley. That could fix everything, you know. I doubt it though. And I still have to find a cable, the control cable for the self-propulsion. So I'm going to drain the oil first and not put any in yet, because moving this around and checking out the bottom and stuff, Earl's going to be all over the place. So I'm going to drain the Earl first, then check down here for the belt and all that, and then when I got it all figured out, I'll put the Earl back in, or a new Earl. Remind me to do that. Watch me try to run this thing without Earl in it. That would be bad. So since I'm going to be down there anyway, right? You would ask, well, why don't you just, if you're down there, why don't you just remove the oil bolt, right? Because you take a risk of stripping that bolt and then you're screwed, literally. So I'm just going to tilt it on its side and dump the oil out of the dipstick. Dipstick? Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick! A 14-karat dipstick!
As you guys saw, you know, Henry's a Crocs and flip-flops kind of guy, right? But when it's like around mid-30s, gotta put on some boots. I know, you guys are surprised. Is that Henry? He only wears Crocs. Yeah, that's right. I've seen him. Even in the winter. Look at that Earl. Black Death. Man, that's really bad. Really bad. This is a container from one of those Costco Caesar salads. Instead of just chucking it, man, we need it. Use it. Holy cow. Terrible. It's like a basura. As long as you get out the majority of it, I mean, not like it's not like you're gonna get 100% of that Earl out of there. You know what I mean? As close as you're gonna get. get most of it out. Yeah, that's cool. Now we can get a good look at the other side. Just went and put on some dirty clothes and put a tarp over my driveway so I know I'm working with Earl. It doesn't appear to have any bolts holding this cover on. Looks like it's just a couple of tabs. So I've got this flathead screwdriver. I'm just going to pry it. Look at that. That was easy. Let's see if this belt is on the pulley. Oh man, do I have to take off this blade? You know, the belt is on here. There's a lot of crap in here though. Look at that. Tons and tons of crap. You know what? I'm going to have to take it off. You know why? Because the pulley under there is super loose, man. You can hear it jiggling. I've never seen that before. Yeah, it's very loose. You know what? I'm going to have to. I don't want to, because every time you do that, take risks of stripping it. And if you strip it from the crankshaft, you're screwed. But, gotta do what you gotta do, right? So here we go. I hope I don't screw it up, because it works right now. You know what? Before I mess with this, I'm gonna pull the spark plug out. So we don't have any damn accidents, you know. Remind me to put oil in this later, and also to put the spark plug back on, the ignition coil boot back onto the spark plug. Because watch, I'm going to be pulling and go, hey, how come it doesn't start? Because you pulled the damn boot off, you idiot! Good. Looks like it's good. Didn't strip it taking it off. Now, you see, it doesn't make any difference because I still can't get the adapter off. Can you believe that? It's impossible to get this stuff off. Instead of taking that off, I just pried it off through the adapter like that. Didn't break it. As long as it's off. So you see this? This is the pulley. Kind of a big pulley too, you know. Took all this crap that was wrapped around it off. On here, I can take some of this jazz out. So the belt looks okay, you know, not frayed or that worn. Looks like it's okay. I'm thinking it wasn't turning because it doesn't have a control cable to pull the thing here to make it tight, you know. And you know what? Now that we're looking at this, guess what? The reason why the cable was off was because it's broken. See this tab here with a hole? It's gone. This thing is supposed to be able to be pulled, so it does this, right? It pivots the gearbox forward by pulling upwards, therefore tightening the belt tension so that the pulley would turn it. But since this is busted, right, can't get this in here like that unless I try to drill another hole, let's say over here, right? It still wouldn't work because something needs to stick out here to give it that angle of pulling upwards. There's so much pressure on this because you're pulling it, right? This needs to be super strong, you know? I mean, I'm thinking maybe I take a steel thingamajig that sticks out like that, like a bar, self-tapping screws, 2 of them in there, adhere that onto there, and then it'll be able to pull, you know? I'm still thinking. Maybe I could drill a hole in there so I can put the Z-bend in there and it'll pull upwards. But it wouldn't be that strong though, you know, it has to stick out so that the angle would be more steep. You know? I don't even know if I have a cable, you know. I'm thinking that it's just a push mower. That's a lot of trouble, and I don't even know if this stuff works, you know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't. As a matter of fact, it seems like it's freewheeling right there. Here. Let's see. If I put pressure on it and I spin it, the wheels turn. It does turn a little. Now, why is the pulley loose? It has 2 Allen screws that are inside here. I'm going to try tightening that and see if this still jiggles. I mean, it's not going to come off, but you could shear the woodruff key in there if it's not tight, you know? Success! Success! I tell you, success! That's all it was. This Allen screw that tightens the pulley to the shaft was loose. So now it doesn't move. Alright, now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Not gonna, I'm gonna about that. Well, first I need to find a cable. If I don't have a cable, it's moot. But first, let me fix this because watch me accidentally kick this or something and make a complete mess. Oh, you know what? It's still dripping there. Would you guys like a beverage? So I actually found a cable. It's not exactly the same, but I'm going to see if it works. It's about the same. The part up to the handle is a little different. Slip it in like that. It clips in. The original one looks like this. As you can see, it's gone. The one I have just clips onto there. I'm going to work on this other end, trying to get that Z-bend into some kind of a bracket I'm going to fabricate onto the gearbox. But it's easier if I took this wheel off. Not that easy because this thing's here anyway. So I made like a bracket. Two self-tapping screws into this metal long thing. Drill the hole there to get this end of the cable, the Z-bend, into the hole. Two self-tapping screws right into this shaft. It's pretty cool. Here's a better look at it. I don't know. Seems to work a little, but I don't think it pulls it all that hard. It only tightens the belt a little bit, you know? I don't think the tension's strong enough. But you know what? I'm just going to try it. If it doesn't work, screw it. I've spent enough time and effort on this already. Remember, it's just a push mower. Well, if the self-propulsion works, it might be worth it to, you know, fix, but I highly doubt it. Time to put the blade back on, if I don't strip it. You know when to stop when the socket stops moving. All right. I didn't forget. Gotta put some Earl in here. Putting in some SAE-30. SAE-30 above 32 degrees. I don't plan on mowing my lawn in the winters. So I'm just going to put it in here so that anticipation for the summer or the spring. And we put 20 ounces in there, which is, I think, about a third. Doesn't take that much. I'm going to check the levels. I don't think that's about a third, I guess. Product placement. Yeah, what else did I tell you guys to remind me to do? That's right. Put this spark plug boot back on. Otherwise it's not going to work. Check the levels. I actually had to refill it like 2 more times. Seemed like quite a lot of oil actually. It's almost like half a quart. And now it's good. Alright, now let's test it. Cold start. hardly any gas in here. Maybe enough to start. Maybe I better add some gas. Got some gas in there, now I'm going to test the self-propulsion. As you guys could see, the self-propulsion does work, but only the left side actually grips. The right front wheel doesn't seem to grip. So maybe the teeth are busted. I'm going to have to check that out. How about that, guys? We're making some good progress today, huh? Wait, I added oil, right? Yeah, I added oil. Huh. Well, teeth are good here. It's odd that it doesn't work. I bet you the worm gear on this part of the shaft is busted. And you know what? I am not going to mess with the transmission, okay? You know that at least the left side works and it'll assist, it'll pull forward assist-wise. And that will be good enough. I'm just going to sell this for like $100 anyway. Which is a good deal for self-propelled. Even if the self-propelled is only one side. As long as it helps it out. Perhaps the wheel makes a difference. Even though it is loose, it still moves. Yep, I'm not going to mess with it. But we got the self-propulsion to work. Albeit just one side. I have one of these, but I don't think this one will fit. This is designed for one that doesn't have this this little bump here, you know. Doesn't have a thing that goes like that to secure it. It's just not molded the same way, you know. So it's not going to work, I don't think, unless it just held it there. Better than nothing. what? I mean, maybe I'll put it on, but I don't think I will. Because it's not going to fit right, and it doesn't look right either. But, you know, I'm not going to sell this thing until maybe next spring, you know, for very cheap money. So I'm not going to really worry about it too much. Well, maybe if I do put a spring in it. Yeah, you know what? Save this for something else. Anyway, so that's it. It took 2 episodes to get this one going, man. As you guys know, I've been working on my push mowers quite a bit lately, and it's because I have them there, you know, and if I don't work on them, they'll still be there. So I gotta work on them, gotta get it, you know, out of the way. It's important to get it out of the way so that I'm not so overwhelmed with stuff to do, you know. But so we got this engine going. I got this lawnmower for free. That's right, free. And we changed it had a cracked intake manifold, swapped it with another one of my other spare donor engines in there. This is a recoil starter that has a longer rope. No, this is the same recoil starter. Hell, I don't even remember anymore. I'm working on so many of these. I fabricated a little bracket, got a cable so that the self-propulsion actually works, at least on the left side. And I need a cover for this. Maybe I'll come up with one by the time spring rolls around. I've got a few months to go. Something always pops up, you know what I mean? But yeah, got another lawnmower going. I've been doing a lot of push mowers. My next project is probably another one. I have a Toro recycler deck with nice wheels and the self-propulsions, again, probably messed up. And I'm going to try to get one of those engines to fit on there, you know. But thanks a lot for joining me this morning on another Craftsman 6.75 Quantum Engine high wheel push mower, self-propelled, 50%. And I'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Books. Hold on, there's more. Don't give people a reason to try to lowball you and take out money from what you're getting for this. So if I listed this for, let's say, $125, which is kind of a lot for the condition it's in, right? You'll probably say, oh, how about I give you $100 for it? Oh, but then look at the handles. That stuff, it's all frayed and busted. How about $85? You know what I'm saying? And if I got the tape, might as well use it. Don't give people a reason to try to discount what you got there. It takes 2 seconds to just wrap this up a little bit, make it look a little bit more presentable instead of it just like hanging out and frayed, because it looks busted. You know what I'm saying? Just take a minute or two and a little bit of 99-cent tape. It'll look much better when I'm done. There you go. Looks much better. I had a little bit of fuel in there to test. I'm just gonna burn it off before I store it for the winter. Once again, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So as I was editing the film, getting ready to, you know, edit the episode and put it together, I was watching it, and I noticed that the reason why the front left wheel isn't spinning along with the self-propulsion is because the hole in the wheel is too big. It's been worn. I thought maybe if I change the wheel that has a better conditioned wheel, you know, with a tighter hole, it could spin. So this hole is just too worn and wobbly, so when it wobbles, the gear won't touch the teeth. So either I could find a insert in here that's tighter, find an exact wheel that has a tighter hole that will go onto the could be this thing here. Could be the shaft is worn too. But I'm gonna go check out and see if I can find some more wheels. So I've got a bunch of wheels out and I actually found a few that worked, right? So I was puzzled why it didn't work. It fit and it was very snug until I decided I was going to take apart the gear. This is not the right gear for this. Somebody was been in here before and there's no keyway at all that adheres this to the spinning axle. So I'm not going to go and buy a gear for this, you know, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Don't you hate it when other people mess with your stuff? It was a valiant effort. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on my next project. Have a great day.
See you next time on Mowers and Blowers.